Another day, another trip to pick up wood.
We'll see how Cameron does today, painting for the first time. The first time we hung a mirror was a disaster.
An awful experience.
Hi everyone, this is Lauren from the LKS Address. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. When you're seeing this video, we are working on a family room renovation, and this will be our fourth and final project of the family room. We've completed our fireplace, we've completed our big window, and these walnut cabinets behind me will also be complete. That leaves us installing mirrors and box trim on the walls behind me. We'll have this on each side of the fireplace, and we'll have a box trim feature wall on our large blank wall in our family room too, which we can show you. We are really excited because this is the missing puzzle piece to wrap up the room, so let's get started. Before we go shopping for material, let's quickly go through the design plan. Above the walnut cabinets on each side of the fireplace, we're going to be doing a series of box trim and mirrors. We are going to get antique sheet mirrors, frame that out in box trim, and do a couple boxes on each side to help act as a focal point above the walnut cabinets. And then to the right of the fireplace, we have a very large blank wall, and we don't necessarily want to fill the wall with things, so we're also going to use box trim to dress this wall up so it can be a background character but still have architectural detail and interest to it. So let's go shopping for our materials.
Another day, another trip to pick up wood. It feels like this is all we do lately, but we went to our favorite wood store, L Hardwood, and we got all of the box trim, which is the same box trim we use in our kitchen. We like to keep everything really consistent.
Now that the fireplace is done, it is time to start working on other things in the room, like our mirrors. We are going to build a sheet mirror on the wall that's framed in box trim. We want to use antique mirror, so we went to a local glass place and got some samples. This is one option. This is subtle. This comes in light, medium, and heavy. We're thinking that a medium option might be good, but you can see it has a little bit of patina, which is really nice. And then we also have this other brand. This is definitely more busy. I think this tends to look a lot like the texture of the marble, and I don't want them to compete. So in a sense, I do like the more subtle option. It just needs, I think, a little bit more variation, but both are really, really nice. And we are looking forward to making a decision, getting a quote, and seeing it on the wall with the box trim. We decided on which antique mirror we're going with, so while we order and get that fabricated, let's start prepping the box trim. We got all of our box trim from the wood store, and we got it all laid out. Doing our new paint setup, which is the Bora sawhorses, and then we use 2x4s to extend the length since we have 26 pieces of box trim, and Cam is going to try his hand at painting today because he has a lot more reach. I don't think I can reach this much going each way, so we'll see how Cameron does today painting for the first time. He says he thinks he's got it because he watches me do it a lot. Let me start off by saying that Cam did a great job spraying all of the box trim, and if you watch our videos, you know that we love to paint our trim before we install it. So we are going with one coat of the Benjamin Moore Fresh Start Primer, and then we'll go in with one coat but two generous passes of Benjamin Moore Advanced Paint in the color Classic Gray in the sheen Satin. After we got the box trim prepped, we waited about a week for our mirrors to be fabricated, and exciting news, they are ready for pickup, so let's go check them out. Oh my god, it looks so freaking nice.
Okay, now that we have our box trim primed and painted and we picked up our mirrors, we are going to start the box trim on the wall with creating boxes around the mirror. So the box is going to frame the mirror, and we want to get 3 sides of the trim up on the wall so the mirror knows exactly where it's supposed to sit, and then we're going to try and glue it. So let's start by cutting the box trim frame for each of the mirrors first and then go from there.
Okay, we just finished cutting some of the boxes, and I just want to go through real quick what we do. So I pre-measured and calculated what all of the widths were going to be and how many I need of each. And then I like to measure and then mark it with our speed square as a guide for lining up the saw blade. And then as we went, I double checked that each are the same size, and I labeled what measurement they are on the back. So now we have 4 boxes that we can go put together and assemble. Makes it a lot easier to group the cuts together and not be walking in and out to constantly make cuts.
We got all of our pieces cut for the sidewalls with the mirrors, so I think the plan is we are going to test fit our frame around our mirrors. We've got our mirrors here. We're going to do our usual pre-glue the corners, make sure that the mirror can fit in once it's glued, so that when we attach these to the wall, that'll tell the mirror exactly where it needs to go. So we're not kind of guessing where this mirror is going on the wall. The trim will go up first, the mirror will go up second, and then we'll add a block at the bottom to hold the mirror up while it sets with the glue. So let's dry fit this. If it works, we'll get our corners glued and then start getting it up on the wall.
As I mentioned, we're pre-gluing 3 sides of the box trim that is going to frame each mirror. We're going to get that up on the wall first, so now we're measuring it all out, and it's really important to get the first section of box trim in the correct spot and centered. We also have to take into account the height of the walnut cabinet, so this took a bit, but the second side went a lot faster.
All right, we got it all laid out, at least the mirror part. So we measured about 3.5 up, 3.5 down, and we marked the perimeter of our mirror with the blue tape. And then we also went in and marked the studs, top and bottom. We're gonna hit 2 studs, which is great because that is where our plywood block is going to go to hold up the mirror while it sets. So that'll be really nice to hit 2. I wasn't expecting that. And then we'll also be able to nail the box trim into the stud. So let's get this box up there and try to hang this mirror. Nervous, but we've hung a mirror before, and the first time we hung a mirror, it was in our condo. It was a disaster. So I think we have lessons learned here that we're going to apply.
After the 3 sides of that box trim set, we are going to double check that the mirror still fits within the frame. We really want to make sure we check it before we put it on the wall because we only want to do this once. The good news is both fit on the first try. We're installing the box trim onto the wall and we're brad nailing it in, trying to hit the studs where possible. After the box trim is on the wall, we can finally install our mirror. We are using the PL Loctite mirror adhesive. We're following the directions which say to space it about 4 inches apart in straight lines that are not connected so that air can pass through. This is important to follow directions of your glue if you want it to hold properly. And then it's time to adhere the mirror to the wall. Having 2 people for this, I think, is really helpful. We got the mirror into place, and once we were sure on the location, we moved it up and down a little bit to make sure that glue was adhered to the wall, and then it was time to screw in our ledger board. We are screwing the ledger board into the studs so it is really secure, and this is going to hold the mirror from sliding down on the wall. After that was in, you can go in with a paint roller and apply even pressure, again, to make sure that mirror is adhered. And while it's set for 24 to 48 hours, we applied some pieces of tape to the top of the mirror for extra insurance that it was going to stay put.
We just got the first mirror up, and if you've hung mirrors before via glue, you know how stressful it is. You basically get one try, and it's very hard to keep it secured in the right spot while you get your little ledger board put in. But how do you think it went, Cam?
Way smoother than our condo bathroom, which was an awful experience, but pretty good. I think we got it figured out, and it looks really good. Can you see the antiqueness on camera? We'll show like a close-up. It's got like a nice textured aging thing going on.
Yep, as Cam mentioned, this is a medium antique finish on an 1/8 inch mirror, I think it is, but we'll leave the exact description of the mirror in the comment below. But yeah, let me show you what it looks like close up. We still have to finish the box trim on each side, so the wall will be completely filled, but got the mirror up, that's the hardest part. We got the second mirror up, and we're gonna stop for today. Like I said, still have to just do the box trim here on both sides of the mirrors and then this big wall here, but we'll catch you on the flip side.
The mirrors have set for a couple days, and it's time to peel off the tape and remove the support block and get the frame finished up. And then we're going to start working on the boxes on each side of the mirror, and after that we'll move on to the large wall. But hopefully we can get all of this box trim done today so that I can start caulking and painting and finish this up. Done. Thanks. Our pre-glued boxes have set, and now we can start installing them. This is what they end up looking like. Really nice, tight pre-glued corners. And then we are going to be doing 3 1/4 inch spacing today. So we ripped down a board to 3 1/4 inch, and we're going to use this as a spacer board. So let me show you. You can just literally place the box on the wall. We'll use the spacing block. Line up the top and the bottom. We'll probably check that with a level. And then you can make sure that everything is staying very parallel, and it just makes it so much easier to install. You don't have to worry about any open corners or anything getting wonky. We really like this method, and we'll show you how quick it goes on the full wall. I can't say enough about pre-gluing your box trim and using a spacing block. It really makes the process go so much quicker and so much less stressful when you're hanging it on the wall. We had 4 boxes to put up, and those are up above the walnut cabinets now. That wall's complete, so let's move on to our big blank wall next. We did our cuts for our large box trim wall off camera, but we did make a comprehensive cut list for every single piece, and we did a little cutting marathon. We cut everything at once, so that way we could bring it all in and pre-assemble all of the boxes. Once those were set, we could start applying them to the wall. On this larger box trim wall, we're going to have boxes on the top and the bottom. The upper boxes are going to align with the boxes with the mirrors above the walnut cabinets. We are going to start by placing the box in the center of the wall. It's very important to make sure that you get the center measurement correctly, and then we're going to work our way out from that. We're going to use our laser level to line everything up, and again, use the spacing block so it's all consistent spacing with the wall of the fireplace. You'll start to see how quickly this goes, especially once you get more boxes up. The bottom half went so quickly because, again, we're just utilizing our spacing block for the horizontal and the vertical, and it made it so easy. We just finished up installing all of the box trim on the large blank wall, and it has made such an impact. We have a couple little things to do over here because we know there's some water pipes. We can see them in our basement. We're not sure exactly, tried to measure, but it's very difficult to even have like a point of reference. So we're just gonna glue these to the wall because if you follow us on Instagram, you saw that we already nailed into one of the pipes in this wall and had a leak. So we're trying to be extra cautious. Otherwise, it went very smooth. Pre-gluing the boxes always pays off because it took us less than an hour to install this entire wall, which I think is pretty good. Let me flip you around and show you a quick pan of the room, and we have to get caulking and painting and wrap this project up. I'm not gonna lie, the caulking of a box trim or a future wall project is the worst part of the process, but it's what makes it look professional. So after I got the caulking done, I went in and touched up the paint. I touched up the box trim paint first and then did the wall paint after that. So with that, let us show you what the completed box trim looks like. And with that, we're gonna wrap up the video here. We hope you learned a new, easier way to hang box trim and enjoyed our antique mirror hack. With that, the family room renovation is done, and our next video is going to be the full reveal. We cannot wait to show you, and it's been months of hard work that are finally coming to our fruition. So if you liked this video, please thumbs up the video, subscribe to our channel, and we will see you next time.